So it looks like Epic Games might be listening to the community and actually making Blitz a permanent mode. It's still to this day, and what's it been out for now? A few weeks, guys? Like, it has been an absolute hit with the community. Today, we are going to be talking about how Epic Games can improve Blitz, what people would like changed, and what if this game mode got added to, like, be one of the official metaverse modes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. So, Fortnite did start with a poll, as I have been showing you over here. We've seen a lot of make Blitz permanent, but what would you change? And of course, the most upvoted thing is new POIs, and this is something that I would personally like to see the most besides, out of everything that is available right here. For me personally, I've spoken about Blitz before. I'm not a big zero build guy. I still enjoy Fortnite zero build, but I can guarantee you guys, if this mode was in build, I would enjoy it a lot more. That and remove the bots. If I had my way, I would also remove the skill-based matchmaking, but there's a lot that they could do with Blitz. Like, I think that they're doing a great job so far with having the update weeks, having the collaborations. I'm really enjoying it for what it is. It's just not something that is going to take me out of BR or Reload right now. Reload is still my primary mode of playing Fortnite, but Blitz has been off to a phenomenal start. I'm so happy to see so much of the community loving it, and I'm happy to see that mobile has its own thing. It's a new mode that you can play, like, very, very quickly, like, hey, you want to run a game of Blitz or two before we get off, that type of thing, and a lot of people love it. So I'm very happy with the Fortnite community, and I ended up quote tweeting this and had this to say: what would you like to see changed about Blitz? Seems like it might be permanent. Drop your thoughts below, and I will include some in an upcoming video. Thank you for your time, and we did have a lot of replies. We're going to be taking a look at replies from this, Fortnite, and the Explore page. This is something that was found on the Explore page, so we have a lot of different opinions to take a look at and what people think about Blitz. If you would like to join the conversation for these videos, follow me over on X at Clen YouTube. You can check out the link tree at the top of the description or the direct link in X as well in the description. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Hit like and subscribe if you have not already. Aiko had this to say, and I have to point this out still, guys. It's a bug on the web over here. For those people that we do follow back over here on Twitter, I promise you, man. I promise you. Aiko, if you're watching this, check. I'm not an a-hole, okay? But anyways, Aiko said more Nitro. It's been really fun playing with things like the Nitro, and it's like such a casual base mode that nobody gets upset that everybody has Nitro. And I had a blast, like, running around as, like, with the Megalodon medallion, blasting through walls, everybody having Nitro again. Kind of gave me those wrecked vibes, and it was a lot of fun. So hey, I'm here for more Nitro. Tanks had this to say: no bots. Obviously, I'm on team no bots as well. I still don't understand why Epic Games can't, like, bury that setting deep within the settings. I will say it until the end of time. I will gladly take longer queues if I can toggle an option to not have bots within my game. I will wait as long as it takes to get a lobby of 100 real players. I'll take 80. Give me no bots, man. If you remove bots and add build, this would be one of the greatest modes in Fortnite history. The chaos that can come from it, you know? What If had this to say: I love that it may be permanent. Some of my friends don't like it and say it's going to die, which is possible. But, like, I'm happy. I love the fast pace. My only issue is it's going to kill the other modes. Like, kind of Rocket Racing died, but Festival has been starting to die with Remix, and it's been getting worse. With the last few weeks getting one track and getting a remix and not the original song, I miss when we actually got songs, and doesn't help. We have the fear of missing out on Festival, but for Blitz, I just hope it gets the attention it needs to be good and doesn't start dying. I don't personally think that this mode's going to die off anytime soon. If Epic Games stops updating it, like, to the extent that they're updating it right now, then I could see it really losing some steam and losing some player base. But I think that we would have saw that initial fall off already if that was the case. And I expect it, like, you know what? It might go downwards a little bit, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere near dying territory. It might have more players in OG, you know? We'll see, okay? Splash had this to say: add builds. I'm right here with you. I would love to have an option for builds, and I don't want ranked. I don't want them to dilute it that much, but I would really, really, really love to have an option as somebody who is a build player. I think it would be phenomenal to have that much chaos with all the collaboration weapons. Plus, there is a lot going on the map that I think the builds would help for a little bit of cover. Of course, man, like, there's always the build mode players on their way to ruin everything. Why? Just play zero build. Play your casual, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, like, play your casual zero build bot lobby. Like, everybody likes different things. I'm somebody who likes builds, and I would kill to play this mode and the chaos that's with builds, okay? Merle had this to say: ranked mode, no bots, rewards to grind for, weekly loot pool changes even just slightly. Haven't they been changing the loot pool slightly? I think they have, unless they've just been talking about, like, bringing collabs, removing collabs. I haven't been playing too much Fortnite lately, and it's not because I haven't been enjoying myself. I just haven't had the time. I do like the idea, though, for rewards to grind for. Absolutely, I'm on team no bots. I don't think Blitz needs a ranked mode, though. At least, you know what, I get it if you wanted to add a rank mode for OG, but I think it's as useless as like adding ranked getaway. It's a very, very casual mode. We don't need to see ranked Blitz, okay? Icon Queen had this to say, I'm fine with the collaboration mythic items in the rotation because this is the perfect mode for them. Possibly even add more collabs in the rotation, but I would like 1 week per month in the rotation without any mythic items. I'd be down with that. Yeah, I would like that, and you could do like 1 week on, 1 week off, because I'm sure there's a ton of people who don't constantly like using the mythic items. I'm okay with that. Just keep updating it, keep changing it. You know, the Fortnite player base always needs these changes. On top of that, the public in general has fried their dopamine receptors to a point where they constantly need something new within the loophole, and that's one of the... And you know what, guys? I'm not going to get into it, but that's one of the reasons why people aren't enjoying gaming as much anymore. It has a lot to do with themselves, but I would really like if they continued on with these rotations, but I think they've been doing a good job, but maybe, again, maybe I just haven't been paying attention. I feel like that they have been rotating it, and I'm not saying that Icon Queen's saying that they're not doing that. I think that they should just continue changing it from week to week, keep the mode fresh, but then again, you have to sit down and think, like, how long can you keep that up for, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how Blitz ends up doing, like, months and months down the road, assuming that they keep it permanent. If you add Starry Suburbs to a new Blitz map, I will start screaming, dude. Starry Suburbs is my favorite POI in Fortnite history, and if they ever add it back to Blitz, I will be dropping there as a very, very happy man. Dude, I can't wait for OG to get all the way over to Season X just so I can drop in Starry Suburbs again. The POI potential is really fun. That is another thing that I would like to see from Blitz, though, is I would like to see more maps, but I would more importantly like to see POI rotations. Right now, the Blitz map kind of feels like Venture from Fortnite Reload. I'm personally, and I would imagine some people agree with this, getting tired of constantly playing on like the OG inspired maps. It's cool, it's safe, but I would like to see them bring in more POIs or even a brand new unique map to it. And it's a small map, so the Epic Games can do it, okay? Let's take a look at another reply. Blitz needs to stay as one game mode. Don't add ranked. Maybe add a separate rank or leveling system, maybe a different type of crowns. Don't ruin it like the OG mode. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Add different crowns, add a different leveling system if you want, but I just like keep it as is, but the only thing that I would like is to see an actual build mode, because that is a good chunk of the player base too, and I would imagine that a lot of build players would like to try Blitz within the build. The fact that it's zero build is stopping me personally from playing it. I like zero build, but when I have options to play with the build mechanic that I've enjoyed for 8 years now, what is it, 8 years, 9 years, however long Fortnite's been out, I want to continue playing with that. Littlest Snail had this to say, add tilted towers. Okay, guys, you know, I just talked about how I don't like, or I would prefer that Epic Games stops doing the OG-inspired POIs, but for the chaos that Blitz brings personally, I think Tilted Towers would be an excellent addition. I know that sounds a little bit hypocritical, but come on, like, with the chaos, with all of the mythics, with all of the explosions, with everybody fighting in this small area, I do think that Tilted Towers would be very fun, so I'd be okay with them adding Tilted, okay? Scotty had this to say. Hear me out. Make the upgrades and leveling system comparable to augments, so players can choose what medallion, boon, mythic, and item, etc. they would like upon upgrade. This would boost replayability and content potential by a landslide, and in my opinion, make the game much better. I understand why everybody does like the, just getting something random each time around, but I personally actually would like this more. I've been a big fan of augments, and I would prefer for everybody to have some different medallion, different ability, different boon, different weapons, than for everybody to have the same thing. One of the reasons why I loved augments within Fortnite is because it made fights like very, very different. You didn't know what you were going up against because there were so many different possibilities and combinations that people can make. So I personally think that this would be a better way. But then again, Epic Games wants to keep this casual. And the most casual way you can do it is, hey, everybody has a pump shotgun, everybody's fair, you know? But I personally would like it with this suggestion, okay? Casey had this to say. I think experimenting with build weeks would be cool. Not a lot of building, but maybe like a 50 material limit like ground game. Oh, that's interesting. I never actually really thought about that. The ground game LTM was a blast, and I love that you actually had to be careful with your resources. And it would help a lot for the people who, like, you know, have a mental breakdown about builds. You know what, to be fair, people would still have a mental breakdown about builds, because I'm thinking, like, you're gonna set up your 3 builds. You're gonna use 30 mats, you're gonna put a wall, you're gonna put a floor underneath that, and you're gonna put a ramp in between those. And that's enough for people to go, oh my god, he's building the Taj Mahal, you know? It's so completely overblown. And the freak out about builds would definitely happen, but I actually would like this. You'd have to be careful with your mats, but everybody will be using them until the end game, so you'd have to force people to use them. Ground game was a blast, and I actually would like to see a material cap added to Blitz. I think that'd be a cool way to go about it, okay? Creaky Q had this to say, I feel like Blitz just needs more loot variety. By that I mean the loot pool should rotate every match. Sure, it might not be the best decision, but it would add more variety. Right now, I feel like we've seen everything already. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I wanted to share my thoughts. Well, I appreciate you sharing your thoughts. I haven't felt that it's been the same over and over again, but that just probably is because that I haven't been playing it this time as much. I'd be down for that. Rotate the loot pool each time. If you want like the chaos that Blitz is, I'd even be for just tossing every weapon in Fortnite ever into the loot pool. If you truly want that chaos, that could be something that could be done. But I'm okay with the loot pool rotating. Just the more changes Epic Games makes, the more interesting that it could be. Sunny had this to say, change how all the notification pops up in the middle of the screen throughout the game. Make it transparent or put it by the kill feed. There's so many things that pop up during a Blitz game. I agree with that. It is a little bit, I can deal with it, but I would definitely prefer it to be over to the side, or like Sunny said, make it transparent. Sorry. Oh my, she's completely asleep right now. I was just saying my dog's name. Cute. We just went for a run before I'm recording the video, guys, and she's she's out now. I was hoping that she wasn't thinking that I was going to be calling her, okay? But let's continue on to the next post. Spunky had this to say, I think it would be cool to have larger POIs have their own Blitz-inspired map. That or just make Tilted like 3 times bigger. A Tilted City. Oh, could you imagine a re-inspired Tilted Towers? But actually, this is something that I think might be better. A POI like as big as the Wild's Jungle. Could Mega work? Yeah, probably, eh? They could always just expand it like what Spunky just said, that or make Tilted 3 times bigger. I think that type of map would work a lot better for Blitz personally. If you want a zero build map too, then something like the Wild's Jungle would be a lot of fun. I've seen people talking about it too, like they would love a Wilds inspired reload map. I still don't understand why everybody hated it so much in BR and what the big deal about it was going under the ground, but once we're talking about reload maps, once we're talking about Blitz maps, everybody all of a sudden likes the jungle biome. I just personally don't get it, but I think that's actually the best suggestion that we've taken a look at so far. Let's continue on to Apollo. I'd like if they started giving its own unique maps. They could give us a Chapter 1 Season 7 Snow map, a Chapter 5 Season 3 Wasteland map, etc. It would be cool if we get themes like a Nitro Week, Marvel Week, Alien Invasion Week, DC, Star Wars. I think that they're going to get into doing all of those types of weeks, but the maps would be very, very cool. Just like we just took a look at what Spunky said. A Wasteland map, could you imagine if they just like went completely wrecked and just everybody had their own car? Oh my god. Dude, I would love an LTM about that in general. Just like Air Royale, but everybody has a Nitro car. That could be so much fun for an LTM, man. Not even just Blitz. Let's continue on to what Tommy had to say. Fortnite, oh no. Fortnite has lost its soul. In the past, we used to have new LTMs that was fun and interactive. All the burger heads had a common goal to take over Tomato Head, or when everyone was dancing together to beat the other team, or when we had to build together to avoid the lava. We were having death matches in the sky with planes having epic weapons, missiles flying everywhere, while your teammate was sitting on the wing, head shooting your opponent with the hunting rifle. A hunting rifle worth using. We had epic events on the map, real time, helping the robot defeat a massive dinosaur. We had big rockets flying over the map mid-game, the blandest of the blandest. We had story we could follow each season, caring about each character, reflecting and debating, wondering what's going to happen next. What happened to Fortnite? When did you stop caring? Is this rage bait? I don't know. Because there's a lot of people that really do believe this. Regardless, Tommy, if you happen to be catching this video, Chapter 6 has been phenomenal. Check out BR, check out the storyline, check out all of the fun things that there is to do in BR. Epic Games has really, really, really gotten the hang of it, but I think that might be rage bait, just looking for some engagement, okay? Icon Nick had this to say, hey, Fortnite, hear me out. Leave Blitz permanent and have it rotate between reload maps with higher player counts and then the smaller maps with lower player counts. Yeah, I'd like that. Why not? I think that they should go the reload map in general with just adding more maps and having them rotate. That would definitely help the lifespan of Blitz, and I think with what they're doing with reload right now is excellent. I would like them to have more maps. Like, honestly, the more the merrier, guys, because the less time you're spending playing on one particular map, the less likely that's going to get boring. Plas had this to say, may I suggest some weeks? Spawn with every medallion and boon. Everyone, that's cool. Exotic only week. Chapter 5 Season 3 cars only week. Marvel items only week. Pickaxe only week. Goldfish only week. No HUD week is fun. No medallions or boons week. Mythic only week. Throwables only week. Infinity Gauntlet week. Dude, the Infinity Gauntlet would be fun. Could you imagine bringing in Thanos onto that? Or Dr. Doom, Superman, it's going to come apparently, Godzilla. I personally would really like probably these three right here. Like, I would love Chapter 5 Season 3 cars only week. Could you imagine that on the Blitz map and the chaos with that? That would fit the zero build in my opinion. That would be an absolute blast. But there's so much potential for the different kinds of updates that Epic Games can do with this. Sakura had this to say, give us a wrecked week. it's interesting that so many people have been talking about Wrecked. As soon as we start talking about these changes, everyone's talking about Wrecked, everybody's talking about Wild, when the entire internet hated it. And I'm not saying, like, I'm sure Sakura always loved Wrecked, but you get my point. It's funny hearing these things and these suggestions wanting to come to the game. But if you want to talk more about suggestions in Fortnite, I made a complete guide into fixing Fortnite where I talk about literally everything in the game, and you can check that video right here, guys. This is how you fix Fortnite. This is how you make it the best game ever, and I would love to have you watch a video. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. Take care, guys.